Celeste Holdenberg, Abuelita, report by Henry Neuenswander, narrator Joyce Neuenswander. My name is Joyce Neuenswander, and I'm the daughter of Celeste Holdenberg. I'm the mother of Henry's father, Curtis. I will be narrating this report about my mom, Celeste, also known as Abuelita. My mom, Celeste, was born on January 29, 1923, in Piedras Negras, Mexico. Her parents were Marcial and Angela Vidaurri Riojas. She was one of 7 children, and while growing up, her family owned and ran a large grocery store next to their house. Her family lost almost everything in a large house fire, and due to this, there are not many pictures or documents from her childhood. Every weekend, Celeste would go to see her grandmother at her ranch, and there she would hang out with her cousins and have a good time. Her grandmother was very strong, a wealthy woman that ran the town's dairy farm. Celeste would get up and work with her cousins every morning when she stayed with her grandmother. Most of her childhood memories were with her grandmother, and she was a huge part of Celeste's childhood. My mom went to an all-girls school for most of her childhood. The school's name was Miguel Hidalgo. Celeste would always say that she loved her uniform. She was class president from 3rd grade to 6th grade and really enjoyed playing sports, especially volleyball. Her father did not like her playing sports because he would say it wasn't ladylike. She played sports behind his back, and then she hid it from him. In the bottom right is a photo of my mom and her family. Her 5 brothers are standing in the back. Her sister is on the far left, she's in the far right, and her parents are in the center. One night at a country club dance in her town, Celeste met the love of her life, my dad, Henry Holdenberg. Celeste knew that this was the one for her when she first laid eyes on him. They danced all night. At first she thought he was an American, but soon she realized he was Danish. This surprised her because he spoke Spanish so well. A few years later, they got married on January 3rd, 1943. The picture in the top right is of them on their wedding day, and at the bottom is a photo of their wedding invitation. After having 2 children in Mexico, she and my dad obtained a green card and moved to Michigan. 5 years later, she and my dad found sponsors to become American citizens, and on November 3rd, 1959, that became a reality. While living in Detroit, they had 3 more children, and she grew to foster her love for art and really enjoyed the beach. These photos here are of my mom and dad in front of the car, and then a picture of my sister and my 2 brothers and myself. I'm the littlest one. This was the day that my mom became an American citizen. She was very proud that day and always wore a badge of pride of being an American for the rest of her life. Here is a photo of my mom and my dad and their 4 children at this time. My sister Vera wasn't born yet. So pictured here is my dad tall on the left, and then my brother Avi, my sister Rosalinda, my mom sitting on the chair, and then I'm sitting next to my grandmother, and my brother Henry behind her, and that's my uncle behind him. Celeste was the matriarch of a very large family. She had 5 children, 10 grandchildren, 30 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. She was dearly loved by everyone, especially because of her fiery spirit. She was always willing to cook for her family, whether it was fresh homemade tortillas or steaming hot coffee. She was truly a family woman and was willing to do anything for the better of the family. My mom's passion was her artwork, and it was exhibited in her talent. She brought a Mexican abstract style to her artwork, and it was loved by so many people. She was very generous and donated her art to be sold for the Halo Foundation. Celeste was always willing to share her skill with others. She did this by teaching all of her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren how to paint and draw. This photo is of her at an art exhibit, and I think this was the first art exhibit that she was in. Here are some examples of Mommy's artwork. When she passed away, she left behind over 500 sketches, drawings, and paintings. On June 1st, 2020, my mom passed away peacefully in my sister's home. She's pictured here with Vera, the last of her 5 children. Her spirit lives on through all of her kids and her family, and her artwork is still with us today. All of her children called her Mommy, but everyone else that knew her affectionately called her Abuelita.